What's poppin'? It's your boy coming back at it with another video. Two things for you guys, for my sorcerers and my legit practitioners here. When you're cleansing your jewelry, your magical chains, your rings, talismans, all that good shit, if you decide to use herbs, oftentimes it is good to alternate polarities with specific herbs. For example, patchouli and tobacco. Patchouli, specifically the incense kind of patchouli, it is more higher vibrational, although it is a earth element kind of herb. Tobacco, however, is fiery and very low vibrational. Not low vibrational in a negative sense, but is simply conjures heavier energies, and they move at a quicker rate. So you can bath your chains, rings, and talismans in the smoke from the patchouli, and then blow tobacco smoke over the chains and talismans, and then alternate the current. What this will do, it will create somewhat similar to an energetic cyclone that will both elevate the vibrations of your chains, and it will also strengthen the power of them as well. So they have more influence, they do more, taking less energy, that kind of thing. In general, there's a very good principle to follow, especially if you use higher vibrational herbs such as sage, palo santo, cobalt incense, dragon's blood in some cases. In some situations, depending on what your specific conditions are, you may have to use more than one herb in order to fully clear and cleanse an area, an item, yourself, that kind of thing. For example, many people light sage, different kinds of sage, and they experience minimal results. And then they attribute that to the failure of the sage, and sage don't work and all this other kind of shit. When in reality, it's not that the sage don't work, it's that you need extra herbs. Because the sage is doing its job, it's raising vibrations. However, everything is not affected just by sage alone. So if you add in other herbs, for example, a fiery current such as chili powder, hot peppers, cayenne pepper, that kind of thing, then you're going to get more results than if you were to just use sage by itself. Now, another thing I want to let you guys know is for your curse breaking rituals. Some of you wonder why, when you do a curse breaking, binding breaking, that kind of thing, yeah, you do break the curse. However, a short time later, either it returns or you find that there's some residual left. This is the solution to that. After you do your curse breaking ritual, anoint yourself with protection oil. Go from the soles of your feet to the top of your head, including your shoulders and your hands, and to the back of your head where the Bindu chakra is. This will prevent anything else from attaching itself to you, and it will place up a fiery, especially if you add hot peppers and herbs into this, it will place a fiery wall of protection, which, as the name implies, will incinerate any energetic or occult aggressions sent your way. That way you're not enacting the law of diminished effort here. The more you do the curse breaking, the more less effective it is, that kind of thing. So that's some knowledge for you guys to help you out. One last thing that I want to mention is the law of polarity in and of itself, and how you can use the elements in order to help your sorcery. Of course, we know that there are 4 elements, 5 in some orders and cosmologies: fire, water, earth, and air, and then sometimes spirit. In other cosmologies, the 5th element is void, or akasha. Now, fire, of course, is hot and dry, and it moves very quickly. It deals with fiery, powerful currents of energy that incinerate aggressions and energy sent to you. It also sanctifies and purifies items reserved for gods, deities, spirits. Fire also establishes boundaries. That's a secret element to working with fire beings and spirits, whether it's demons or otherwise. There are ways you can take your infernal magic, for those of you who work with demons, to the next level. And instead of just conjuring them or doing like an infernal meditation, summoning hellfire, you can use that in order to establish boundaries around a specific area and to rebuke distractions as well, and it will quickly be solved. On the contrary, you have the water element. The water element is cool, so to speak, and it is more slow moving depending upon the situation. It is fluid. Sometimes it's fast moving, sometimes it's still and slow moving. Now, you can use water to, how can I say this? To pull energies into a specific area. Very similar to pouring water into a container when you're charging your talismans. You can pull that current of energy into a specific item and carry it with you, whether it's infernal hellfire, fallen celestial energies, or otherwise. Now, if you want to use the two elements in your sorcery, something you could do is you can use fire to establish boundaries around a specific item and area, and you can use water in combination with that to move entire currents, entire magical currents. It's very similar to when you see castles with moats around them. You have that water boundary that you have to cross. Very similar to that. That way, instead of calling up specific beings from a current for, let's say, protection or for money, wealth, and prosperity, you have the entire current working with you, which carries those beings by default. So you have more powerful results, more quicker results in some cases, and you also have very effective protection. Now, the air element, it deals with the intangible, it deals with the unseen. You can see this exhibited when you smoke tobacco. The physical smoke, when it evaporates and leaves your physical sight, it emits the unseen smoke that carries your will throughout the realms. This is why air magic and smoke magic, burning incense, is powerful in some circumstances. Earth element is very slow and very heavy. It deals with manifesting the tangible things into your reality. Money, wealth, your empire, your kingdom, prosperity, power, authority, and the like, including knowledge. It deals with practical knowledge. It deals with tangible sorcery that changes the environment around you. However, it also deals with the constitution of various things, various items, talismans, people, energies. When you master the earth element, you can change the constitution of a particular energy by visualization, psionics, energy work, spell casting, etc. You can even shatter the constitution of it if you have a great enough harmony and resonance with that element. This works very well for breaking curses because you're going to the direct structural integrity of the curse. And when it is shattered or weakened, it is easily malleable. It is easily manipulated. You can do this to a person if you're doing baneful work, and you'll shatter the constitution of their energy core and energy body, which will then manifest as sickness, illness, broken bones, and even death in some cases. Now, if you want to use the air element and the earth element, for example, let's say you're doing work for health. So the intangible aspect of health will be the mind, your mental health, because air is associated with the mental plane and the mental body. Now, you manifested that intangible health. You have that supply of energy coming to you. What you need to do in order to actualize it is use earth herbs, earth element, to bring it down into the physical realm. This is why the earth element in some cases is associated with gravity. It pulls things down from the astral into the physical, from the plane where things manifest into our physical reality. So you can see how you can combine these herbs or elements and combine these polarities in order to achieve your goal. Really, this knowledge is about using the universal laws in your favor, along with solid practical mastery of your sorcery and your elements. This also applies to other elements not talked about, such as shadow, such as darkness, such as light, such as, and if you go into the I Ching, such as the mountain element, the lake element, the forest element, and all these subsets of the basic 4 or 5 elements. So, with that being said, I'm going to leave you guys with that knowledge. Please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.